Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me okay? How is everybody doing? Hey everybody, hey Cassandra, hey you guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the comments below. How are you guys? Hi everybody, hi Sin Memes. Can you guys see me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody come in. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Jessica West Side Stories again. We are doing our number 2 Ronny Doe, everything Ronny Doe. Oh my goodness. And we got some topics to talk about today. Per usual, we're getting reported. Per usual, they trying to stop us. Per usual. You guys, I had the craziest day. Like, this live almost didn't happen. Like, that's why I look like a goddamn peacock right now. I just came from a makeup event. It was like a tropical theme, but I locked my keys in my car and I was in the hot sun for like hours trying to get to an event. But check this out though, the kicker. I had to print out like my notes because I was a speaker today for this makeup launch. And my printer is messing up. I go to Kinko's. I'm in Kinko's, y'all. I'm trying to print out the paper and the power goes out in Kinko's. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. I don't get to print out my paper. I have to go to my girlfriend's house to do it. And then I get to the gas station. The lady puts $50 of my gas in another lady's gas tank. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, who sent you? You feel me? Who the sent y'all? And then I get to the event and then I lock my keys in my car. But thank God my honey came and saved the day. He had to come spare key me in. Oh my goodness. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. How's everybody doing? I want to say thank you guys so much for the love and support we got from the last live. It was such an overwhelming feeling of embrace and community. You guys ran up the comments on YouTube. You guys spread the live all over TikTok. So I was right about my hunch bringing this over to TikTok and, you know, having this community get involved too. However, we still are going to be joining the lives. We're going to be doing them on Instagram simultaneously. We're going to be adding X on there and we're going to be adding a lot of other things. It's not just going to be on TikTok. So my team is still trying to figure out the platform and, you know, how we're going to do it and everything like that. But I just want to update you guys on that. Again, thank you guys for everything. We're going to recap kind of the live. Chocolate Berry, Cassandra, my girls, if you guys want to get on the live again, I'm going to do a little intro and then I'll go ahead and add people to the live. Cassandra, I want you to talk about CANNLAW again, this amazing law that we're trying to get passed in Congress that protects fathers against retaliation when it comes to seeking paternity, okay? So there's been some crazy allegations that are coming out, and I thought it was time to talk about, you know, the Sean Malone allegations, the Lisa Malone allegations, you know, Ronnie made a lot of comments about that. I thought it was time to talk about more stuff than we talked about last time. Our first live last time was an introduction, and I told you guys the next time I'm talking about what nobody's talking about. I am bringing the heat and I am letting you guys know the real, and I'm being very transparent with you guys, and it's time. Okay, thank you everybody. I see you in there. How you guys doing? Thank you guys so much. Justice for Ronnie, save the last can. I want to see those hashtags in there. CANNLAW, hashtag CANNLAW, hashtag save the last can, hashtag justice for Quran, hashtag justice for Ronnie, you guys, okay? So we're working on a law. Yes, definitely. We're working on a law called the CANNLAW, and it's to help protect fathers that are seeking paternity. And we have the petition up for you guys to sign it. I'm going to be having Cassandra. She's a huge Ronny Doe supporter and advocate. She's going to come up here. She's a big thing in the boxing world, and she works with Javante Davis's team. We're going to have her come up here and kind of talk to you guys about that. So you guys can get some insight on that. Did you guys see that the leaked alleged medical records that were going around that was supposedly Chrisean Jr.'s medical records? Let me see in the chat. Justice for Ronnie. Yeah, you know, it's alleged at this moment, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I did mention the last live that we had. I told you guys specifically about the mall meetup incidents, and we dove in a little bit to that. And I mentioned that Ronnie specifically saw the baby that day and was like, it's bad, Jess. It's bad. So when these medical records came out, you know, there's allegations of a HIPAA conspiracy and, you know, who dropped the things. And it looks, okay? It looks similar to the stuff we see presented to us with the baby situation and the baby's condition. So I'll go over that a little bit. I got some notes, you guys. We'll talk about that. Also, Ronnie, I put a video up today on my Instagram when we were promoting the live tonight, and it's a video Ronnie talking about Chrisean, Lisa Malone, Sean Malone, that background. I found that was very significant to talk about this time because we have two parallel potential paternity mishaps, right? We have Chrisean, who supposedly her father is Sean Malone. We have that dynamic of paternity, and then we have Ronnie, who blue faces with Chrisean, and everyone thinks that the father, and then he's seeking paternity and thinking that, you know, having a high chance that that's his child as well. So the parallels kind of, to me, I thought it was kind of talk about that a little bit and open up a little more about things that's been going on. Again, I'm Jessica West. I'm a celebrity manager, you guys. I manage some of your favorite rappers, some of your favorite athletes, and Bonnie Lachey. And I was helping Ronnie with his career behind the scenes, for those of you that don't know. So, you know, all those interviews that you were seeing out there, we had a team behind them helping him and help guide him and help navigate the industry, really. I talked about a little bit last time on my last live that, you know, we had already been through this with my clients and me helping Bonnie navigate, you know, the circus and the craziness. And Ronnie admired the way we kind of pushed through the industry and kind of was fearless. And so he came to me and was like, Jess, I like what you did for Bonnie. Like, I want you to manage me. So we started helping him. As I mentioned last time, you guys, I had Ronnie sit down with me and explain everything to me, his whole dynamic, his own story. So he opened up a lot to me. And I wanted to share some messages on this live that I have from him also. They date back to October. Ronnie's untimely passing was in December, but I have messages, and I'm sharing for the first time of him scared for his life, people threatening him. We were trying to get Ronnie out of town a couple times before his actual passing. He had been in fear for his life for a minute. He was getting threats already. He was very worried. And so I'm sure you guys can imagine how tough that was for me as a manager to hear that you were being threatened and that you were in fear for your life. And then for that to actually come into fruition, it was, God, probably one of the worst days of my life. It was horrible. Still, it's been hard for us. We've been grieving. We've been trying to push through and respect the family's wishes. And coincidentally enough, Aunt Jetta was in this live last week, and she commented in the live that, you know, the family is going to be ready to speak soon and they're still mourning. And we just said, amen, Jetta, thank you so much for blessing the live and coming in there and letting us know that. And, you know, we really respect the family. Ronnie had an awesome family. For you guys that don't know, his family was uber supportive and had his back since day one, and some really, really good people. And the way the fans showed out for Ronnie, you guys, during his funeral, they put up a GoFundMe. It surpassed, okay? It surpassed, and that showed everybody right there that you guys believed in his fight and his journey, and that his story resonated with a lot of you guys. Yes. Oh my goodness. 100%, you guys. 100%. So listen, we are going to go into a few topics. Do I have Chocolate Berry in here? And do I have Cassandra in here today? I'm looking at the comments right now. Hi, Kayla. Right. See, we have a lot of people. Thank you so much for saying that. Ronnie had so many people in there. Ronnie was smart, you guys. He was on it. You know what I mean? He knew possibly that he could be setting up. As I mentioned last time, he had recordings. Ronnie had receipts. Ronnie had navigations. Ronnie had everything you would imagine to keep track of what was going on, okay? So he did a really good job of that. I think just in the situation he was in, still kind of dealing with this person and trying to navigate and fight for paternity, he had to move very cautiously. And so he definitely was keeping tabs and recording, his phone calls with that person, and, making sure he had his tracks covered, sending me messages, sending me threads. That's how I knew Chrisean and Ronnie were still in communication. That whole lie about her talking about she ain't seen him, how she went on this smear campaign last week, Dan Zaprozik, Jason Leet, and who else was she on? Nene Leakes, right? And she was talking about, oh my God, I had a dream about Ronnie and blah, 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 blah. Stop it. You look like a demon saying that. You don't even look right saying that. It was just a smear campaign that was going on last week, and it was horrible. It was really hard to watch that girl get up there on all those platforms and say those things about Ronnie and talk about him in that manner, and it was just so callous, so cold. It's just, there's been no remorse. Fake paternity test went up the day after he passed away. It has been disgusting. It has been really hard to watch. And, we've been mourning and we've been trying to respect the family's wishes. But like I said in the last slide, we are ready to go off. Justice can't come fast enough. And we want justice for Ronnie. We're not going to stop until we get it. We are not going to stop until we get it, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So Ronnie was another reason why he was targeted. He was talking. He was telling some of the secrets of the family. He was, going on interviews or podcasts. He was very vocal about the paternity. He was just living in his truth. Ronnie got to a point where he decided that he was going to tell his truth. And prior to that, Ronnie had been back and forth online. You guys kind of teeter-tottering, this is my fault, this is my baby, this isn't my baby. And so that's why when he really came out and took accountability and was like, I'm ready to fight for this, it was hard. The internet drug him to filth. You guys know that, because he had dipped his little toe in so many times teasing the situation. And so when it's time to really take accountability, people think you're clout chasing and you're crying, you're a crying wolf. So it was like, you guys know how it was when he came out, but he was so resilient and he was pushing. And like I mentioned in the last live, we was getting ready to have him on some great big platforms. We were getting ready, talking to big networks and big platforms to do a proper rollout for his music. So we were just so excited. He was so musically talented and he had a whole catalog of music he had been working on, you guys. And so we're still pushing his music. We're still getting out. Follow Ronny Doe Legacy page, Capping for Likes, Jessica Westside Story. There's a bunch of us that advocate for Ronnie and are not going to take any of this dragging his name in the mud anymore. And we really want the CANNLAW to go into effect and to stand, because what that young man went through, you guys, fighting for paternity, is insane. I mean, I think we can all remember how we felt when we woke up that day and we found out the news. It just was like, oh my God, like, right? Oh God, it hurt me so bad to see how they dogged him. I know. It was crazy. And the crazy thing is that he was so viral. His analytics and his numbers, you guys, were going up, and it's just like they had to dim his light. Like they had to stop him, but they didn't stop him. They didn't stop him, not one. It's like in death, his spirit is even stronger. Sometimes you get rid of that physical body, and that energy and that strength is very, very, very prevalent. And we have some big celebrities right now advocating for Ronnie, and kind of waiting on the family's go ahead. We want to always respect Ronnie's family and make sure that we don't offend them in any way. And it's a thin line, I mentioned last time, because Ronnie was in the entertainment industry, right? So you can't really tell his story. Don't offend them in any way. And it's a thin line, I mentioned last time, because Ronnie was in the entertainment industry, right? So you can't really tell his story. Sorry about that. I hope it went back on. Sorry, you guys. I got a call in the middle of my live. Right. So you guys, let's start right now. Let me go ahead and pull up these notes. And it was such an honor, you guys, to have worked with Ronnie and to get to know him and his determination. Like I said, when I sat down with Ronnie to find out his whole story, he had to tell me a lot of stuff, you guys. And so there's a lot of stuff that isn't in the media. There's a lot of stuff that we know. There's a lot of stuff that just happened behind the scenes that I don't think anybody would ever believe. And so it was definitely, it was so hard to watch him go through all that. But again, he had so much support and we were so proud of him. And so we want to keep his legacy alive, you guys. And we want justice for him so bad. And the fight for safety for that child doesn't stop. The last thing Ronnie told me, and I keep telling people this, was for me to pray for Chrisean and to pray for the baby. And I often think about that sometimes, like, what does that mean, you know? Praying for somebody, you know, you're not too fond of or something like that. So that was a hard thing for me to hear. I'm not going to lie. I'm still trying to process that, you know, but I know I want definitely justice for the baby. And I definitely want justice for Ronnie, and I want the baby to get help. So with that being said, you guys, and for those of you guys who are joining the live, we're going to take you guys in about 5 minutes. So give me 1 second, okay? We're going to start taking you guys in a second. So give me 1 second. Can you guys still hear me? I know y'all got stuff to say. You guys, I got so many DMs, you guys, of people wanting to talk about it. Happy that we're advocating for Ronnie. There are different sectors online that are advocating for Ronnie. We're not the only ones. We see you guys. We're proud of you guys. And definitely, please, you know, invite people our way. And if we want to build a community and we want to start really making noise for Ronnie. Like I said, justice can't come fast enough, honey. And we are not going to stop until he gets justice, okay? I can assure you that. I can assure you that, okay? I can assure you that. He was so profound, okay? He was so profound. You guys don't even know. So, okay, you guys. So let me tell you guys something. A thing dropped in the media. I got this sent to me over and over again. I didn't reshare it. I put it on my flyer today when I said we were going to start talking about the topics about Ronnie. But interesting. So somebody in the media leaked what looked like to be Junior's medical records, you guys. And from the leaked medical records, God, you guys, it was I'm going to go through this really quickly. Neonatal abstinence syndrome, also known as NAS. That's withdrawal symptoms at birth, you know, allegedly due to cocaine exposure from utero. Spasticity, which is a neurological disorder, cause muscle stiffness, especially in abdominal and core area. That kind of explains why he's like 2 and, you know, not walking, and affects mobility and movement. He had seizure disorders. This was listed on there. Ongoing seizures. Ongoing seizures impacting brain development, you guys, may affect motor skills, behavior, and emotional regulations. Cortical visual impair, CVI, brain-based visual processing disorder, affects recognition, focus, retention to stimuli, suggests damage to the brain visual processing area. So this is like insane. And there was a whole spiel of things that was on the list, and it lists some of the things that the mother admitted to taking. So I don't know where this document came from. You know, we have the two sides of the internet, right? You guys, we have, you know, Chrisean fans, and Jaden fans, and Ronnie fans, and Blueface fans. So I tread lightly when the things get sent to me. You know what I mean? We're in the world of AI. Everyone can doctor stuff like that, you know, but it went viral. It was everywhere. And I mean, we all know, we can see the baby is almost 2, and like everyone keeps saying, everyone has nieces and nephews and knows someone who has a 2-year-old that you can't even keep still, is talking amok, can form full sentences now. And so, you know, there was going to be a time where she wasn't going to be able to hide anymore. We all knew that. You know, if it was what we all thought and how bad we really all thought it was, we knew by 2. It was on. So again, you know, I can think back to Ronnie going to the mall that day, that viral moment. And when I talked to him after, he was like, Jess, it was so bad. And tears are rolling down his eyes. I said, oh, Ronnie. He said, it's bad. So I was just like, damn, God damn, you guys. So again, I'm not going to say this is true. I don't know. I seen some of the people online talking about, you know, a hospital dropped it, or, you know, friends dropped it or stuff like that. But, you know, I want to keep praying for Junior, and hopefully he needs a lot of help. There's so many specialists this child's going to have to see. And, you know, there is hope from the government, and there's social services out there. And it's hard to admit. I know from what happened and what we know alleged happened, the drinking and the fetal alcohol syndrome and stuff like that, I know it's hard to admit that. But if this was Ronnie's child, we fight for him too. It just is what it is. We fight for Junior too. And Ronnie loved that baby regardless. Ronnie didn't care if there was any type of disorder or anything like that. And I know Ronnie's family too would have loved that baby so much. And there would be no who gonna take the baby. There would be fighting over throwing the baby's clothes out. There would be none of that. The Blueface's family, without even telling, they showed us that wasn't their kin. They showed us in their mannerisms and their movement and every damn clip that's online of them dissing the baby and not claiming the baby, and Blueface having reservations, going on multiple interviews saying the baby don't look nothing like me. So Ronnie loved him. Ronnie loved him so perfectly. He was perfect to Ronnie, you guys. He was perfect to him. Yeah. So, you know, it was shocking. It was very much shocking, right? So let me show you guys this really quickly, okay? Since we're on the subject, because I want to add my speakers to the live. I know y'all got some stuff to say. You guys have been waiting all week, and they were reporting my page, you guys, and I was just like, no, we are going to do it again. And like I said, I had so much stuff going on today, and I was just like, we have to do it. We cannot stop, you know, like I'm going to make sure I get on here Wednesdays. And like I said, if we do pivot to a different platform, I'll keep sure to keep you guys posted and stuff like that. But we're just going to set it up to where we're doing multiple lives at once on different platforms, if that makes sense. So this right here, you guys, this is a screenshot. Disclaimer, you guys, this is a message that I received from Ronnie. This is back in October, okay? This is when Ronnie first started getting threatened, okay? And again, I haven't spoke to the family yet, and I still have to have a conversation with them about talking about certain things, you guys, just out of respect for them. But these were my personal messages that I got, and so I wanted to share this with you guys. I was looking through stuff last night, getting prepared for this live, and I have shared this before on my Instagram, and it got picked up a lot, but I want you guys, you know, to really see like what he was dealing with and what we were dealing with as a team, and the kind of stuff we were going through behind the scenes with him, you know. I want you guys to know Ronnie was tough, and he really, I had to sit down with him before we started this journey, and I kind of told everyone on the last live, like, you know, they're going to drag you. Like, is you ready for this? If you are really going to step into the limelight and go off with your career and fight for paternity, it's going to be very difficult, but, you know, it's the name of the game, and if you're ready, you got backing. And so, you know, when he told me he was ready, we backed him, right? Right. Let me read some of your super chats, you guys, while I'm looking for these messages. They taking down pages. The truth is coming out. No one can stop it. Exactly. CANNLAW. Ronnie was the only one trying to do right for the baby. Justice for Ronny Doe. Actions speak louder than words. CANNLAW. You guys are showing my voice so much love in there. I love you guys so much. She said HIPAA is for the medical team. HIPAA don't apply to family and friend. Okay, exactly. Wow. Yeah, people didn't know, I guess, when it first dropped. You know. They were like, oh my God, if the hospital did this, we're suing, all this stuff like that. But it almost feels to me somebody close did that. That feels like your family, your friends fed up with your bullshit, and they said, let me go ahead and get that out real quick, so maybe it'll push you to get help. And it kind of was parallel to, I thought back to when Blueface showed the hernia online, and how he said, Jess, had I never shown her hernia, the baby's hernia, she would have never took accountability. She would have never acknowledged it. She wasn't even going to get the surgery. She wasn't even going to get the help. So it was almost like, you know, kind of forcing, right? Right. So this is, you guys, this is Ronnie's message. I'm putting it up on a tablet. I'm going to put it closer right here, you guys. And you can see, this is from my phone. Look very closely. And let me know if you guys could see it, okay? Can you guys see it? Y'all know I'm new to TikTok, so y'all know I'm new to TikTok, so no, that's what my niece calls it. I'm new to TikTok, so I'll find out a way if I can pull stuff on the screen and stuff like that. But I'll show you guys one more time in case you want a screenshot. But I'll read it. So the blue is me. Okay? It says, make sure you touch base with me sometime today, Ronnie. Don't forget, I'm back home. Time to get to work, brother. And this is because like I was probably out of town with Bonnie or something, traveling or something like that. And then he put right here, you guys, this is October 29th, okay? He put, I called you. Yo. He put, I effing need you. They trying to KILL me. And then I didn't answer. He's like, wow. I said, give me 1 sec. Let me step out. And I said, I need to know your booking ticket, what airport you want to fly out of, and how soon. Okay, so this is us trying to figure out, like, what's going on. Like, it. As soon as he told me that, I was so scared, you guys, because I already knew he was, all the stuff he told me, he was revealing so much. He's talking to me about Sean Malone and Chrisean, possibly that's her father, and the mother was a prostitute back in the day, and some of the children aren't really belong to Sean Malone, and they don't belong to Chrisean's father. And so he's telling me all these stories and all these informant stories, and how do you think Chrisean keeps getting off every time she's in trouble? He went really deep with me and is telling me all this stuff. And so he had fears before this happened, is what I'm trying to point out to you guys. There were several instances when people were threatening him and stuff was happening, and we had to try to get him out of town. And Bonnie owns Airbnb, so we're trying to get him in the Airbnbs. And it wasn't just me doing this. There's a team of people that can attest to this that aren't even on my team. Captain for Likes was involved with this, trying to get Ronnie flown out and help one of the times. And there was a couple other big bloggers that who were working with Ronnie and helping Ronnie that you guys definitely know what I'm talking about. You definitely know. So again, though, I remember talking to him a little time after that, because if I remember correctly, I said, is everything good? And he's like, yeah, everything's good now. And I'm like, okay, my heart, I felt good about it. And then so for me to have helped somebody in that way, and then for them to still pass away, it's like you feel horrible. It's just like there's nothing you can even say that's going to kind of take that away, take that pain away. You know what I mean? To have someone in fear of their life, and then for them to actually be unalive in front, is horrible. And to watch it play out, it's the craziest thing, you guys. So I just want to say, you guys, I'm so happy that you guys, every single time I post about Ronnie, the love, and like I said last time on my live, it hasn't let up. I get DMs upon DMs of support, and people still talking about Ronnie, and people wanting updates about Ronnie, and wanting to know if there's any updates on the case, and updates about the family, and updates about everything like this. And people are scared to talk about it. Once somebody was unalived in the situation, we all had the eerie feeling in our soul. We all knew this wasn't right. We all knew this was connected to the paternity. We all knew something was amiss with everything. And so it really shocked everyone, and it halted everything, you guys, and it made everyone have to step and move accordingly, because this wasn't fun and games. This wasn't the circus anymore. You feel me? It was something more demonic and crazy that I could have ever even imagined. It was a rabbit hole that I did not want to go down, you guys, and never even believed that this was going to be part of our journey or something that we were going to experience. You know what I mean? Right. Okay, so you guys, I appreciate you guys so much, Save Junior. So do we have Cassandra in the live right now, girl? Because I want to bring you up. And I want to bring up some other people. So if you want to join the live and you have something to say about Ronnie, or you have something to share about the situation, go ahead and request right now. But we're having Cassandra on first, and then I'll take some of you guys, okay? Let me invite Cassandra.
Okay, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Nice to see everyone.
Hi, baby.
How are you doing?
Are you on this whole live? Did you hear everything I said?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Okay, yeah, girl. I locked myself out of the car. Oh, that was a crazy day.
I
So I just
know.
see your messages, but thank you so much for joining the live. Chocolate Bear, are you in here too, girl?
Girl, you know I'm up in here
Girl,
ready to
you
say
know
you
I
looking like
am,
a
my girl.
boss.
Thank you
Oh,
guys so much for
Jessica, I
Can
got
you
my
hear me?
friend sitting next to me. I'm going to have her say hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh.
She doesn't like Chrisean, so you might hear her say fuck
She
that
said
bitch
you might
about
hear her
5
say
times,
something.
so yeah.
Just
So
real quick, I
listen,
just wanted to
everybody,
give
these
y'all a
two
couple
ladies
of
joined our live
disclaimers.
last time, along with Capping for Likes. Cassandra, huge Ronnie advocate. I'm going to let her explain the CANNLAW, the bill we're trying to get passed in Congress. I'm going to let her explain the link where you can find the information, a little bit of her connection with Ronnie. For those of you that missed it on the last live, and then my girl Chocolate, I'm going to let you go after that and go off, babe.
Yeah, but look, check this out before anybody gets started. Y'all watch what y'all saying in the chat. TikTok rolling out anti-bullying this week, and every word is monitored, okay? So just
Okay.
be mindful.
Thank you.
Okay.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, CANNLAW, you guys, is basically in honor of Ronnie. You know, Can was his last name, and I wanted to come up with something that his family can have to honor him because I want his name to be seen in such a bigger light than what this is. And this will basically help men get DNA tests instead of giving the runaround, right? If that man feels like, hey, this is my child, right? They can have that ability to actually get the test rolled out. And it will also protect them for retaliation. So that means making sure they have a linkage of services. So they're not, if they're getting death threats after, we do everything with social work and case management to ensure that they're protected after that. So yeah, that will be going out in effect. I'm trying to push it with Congress. I had one office turn it down. I met with like a legislative assistant, Caskey Dyers. He's like, you know what, present it to the Republicans. The Republicans might be more on board. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to work with some policymakers to get it in effect, whether I have to go to DC because I have a lot of internships coming up next year, and I'm gonna just keep pushing this and pushing this.
That is so awesome. Thank you so much for that information. And so, Cassandra, we need to get a proper link up for everyone, and we want to have them start signing it and helping out.
Yeah. I think the last one wasn't working. I wasn't sure, but I'll jump on that and make sure that's all taken care of.
Because girl, people are like, oh my goodness, where do we sign? You know that.
Yeah.
We got so many inquiries about that. So I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. You know what I mean? This is what we want to get. So that it's a beautiful law, and it needs to be put in place because what Ronnie went through, you guys, it was hard to just watch. It was insane to watch that. And for someone to hold so much power where there's two people that are possibly, you know, related to a child. And it's like, sometimes it's like certain laws and certain legislation just favor with the mother and all that stuff like that. So this is something that's reoccurring, that's been going on historically. So I think it's about time for some of those, you know, laws to kind of loosen up and change a little bit. And had Ronnie had that in place, you guys, this story would have went so different.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing for me lately is it's affected me. Like, my friend, she hears me cry every day because of this. If you ask her, Kanika, come here. Yeah, I'm gonna have her talk to you guys about what she sees me go through. I had a suicide attempt actually like last month because of this, and was in the hospital 9 days. So I want you to like just talk about how it's actually been affecting me and stuff. Because I want people to see that this is not clout. This is like my real life, what I'm going through right now because of this. You ready to talk?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
They're waiting on you. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kanika.
Can you hear her?
Yeah, we can hear her.
Yeah, and I'm a good friend of Cassandra. She has been going through it. She did overdose on some pills around the time, and she was very depressed. She still is. And so we're working on that because it changed her life as well as everyone else's lives who loved him. And they can't get away with this.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being there for her. Cassandra's situation and going through that is something I like to talk about. And I asked Cassandra respectfully if we can share her story because it's important. There's so many layers. to the fans and people who connected with Ronnie, and for someone who was so close to him like Cassandra, that dealt with him and was a supporter of him, and she's really struggling with it, and a lot of people are. We don't have a safe place to go to. We don't have a place we can talk and convey about Ronny Doe. It's such a secret online. No one wants to talk about it. So her story, it's tough, right? And it's something that we don't want to speak about it. But again, we're here to talk about the real. We're here to be transparent. We're not here to shy away. We're here to really talk about how we've been affected by this and the changes we're making. I oftentimes, like, I love when people, this is a solution, don't just whine about it. Like, this person has been through the most affected and is still fighting for him, is still in Congress, is still doing her big one. This girl is a pilot. Like, this girl works in boxing, you guys. This girl is amazing. She was such a good friend and an asset to Ronnie. So, Cassandra, we love you. We thank you. We are always here for you. And you're doing big things, girlfriend.
Yeah, and I'm proud of Bonnie and you. Like, it makes me mad when people say that that you guys are trying to clout chase, or we're trying to clout chase. She literally, the whole Italy for Milan Fashion Week literally surrendered to her. And it's like, we don't need clout off of this. Even Ronnie was doing big things. Ronnie was going towards a whole different direction where he was not even going to be labeled Chrisean's ex. And that's what I hate that people see. I also hate how people try to make it seem like his family is from the hood.
Yeah, like, we talked a little bit about that last time. It's unfair. It's unfair. It's the game we chose. I think when you make that decision to get on the internet, you have to already automatically know you're going to get drugged. Everyone's against you. Everyone hates you. And the way you cause controversy is by being a topic of discussion. People have to be able to debate. That's the most viral moment. Did she do it? Did she not? Is it the baby? Is it not? Are they together? Are they not? That's virality. Yeah. So there is going to be up for debate. Now, whether you can handle it, that's the question. Yeah. And Ronnie was handling it. He was doing God, and he was ready for it, but it was a lot. You know what I mean? And I think it's affected everybody. And to see someone really die off of this and really get hurt, it changed the game for us, Cassandra. You know that.
Yeah, it did.
It changed everything, girl.
I'll never forget the day. I cried so bad. I cried. I was actually at work, and it was the worst thing ever because this girl, she was stalking my Facebook page, a coworker, and she goes, "How did you know Chrisean Rock X?" And I looked at my boss. I said, "I got to go home." I just broke down in tears. I could hardly drive. Yeah. And I want us to remember, we're going to find healing through this, doing these CANNLAWs, doing the petition, doing the stuff we're doing, getting organized, having the families back when it's ready to go. Yeah. Chocolate Berry, you already know, girl, when it's ready to go, right? Yeah. Is how we're going to heal. So, Chocolate Berry, I want you to talk a little about, introduce yourself, girl. Let them know.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm cooking, y'all, for the babies. But listen here. Thank you again for having me on your platform. I really appreciate you. This a movement, okay? I don't think it's to the point where nobody's scared no more. It's just more so, hey, Jessica, you the manager, get us that space. We're going to pop it. You feel me? Right. We're going to push out whatever you put in place for him. Like I told you guys the last live, if you wasn't here, I talked to Ronnie on a few different occasions. When I say a prophet, God put people on this earth, and they put you in different people's lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. That brother, he knew what he knew. He went for what he knew that was going to get the attention that he needed. The information that Jessica has is so powerful because he started name dropping immediately. Okay. Right. After that mall situation, it was drop it. He was paranoid. But we all know, and there's so many more. And I believe this TikTok live is going to get to so many different groups and platforms and all of that good stuff. One thing in the chat, y'all, if you keep tapping the screen, double tap the screen, that's going to recognize Jessica's live. That's going to tell the algorithm, hey, this live popping is going to run people over here. Then if you go to your gifting, if you don't have any coins, no problem, but they're 1 cent, it's the popular votes. You will go to your gifts, go to exclusives. At the top is going to have a popular arrow. Click that as many times as you want. That's going to push this live every time that we meet here, because she's going to have to show up every day. Somebody's going to have to show up. But if you guys do your part and she's showing up, we're going to push and we're going to get in touch with some big people. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Come here,
you're wonderful. And thank you so much for saying that, you guys. My phone is, not charging properly. So give me a second. I'm trying to fix it a little bit. But yeah, and it's very important what she said too. It literally, we are ready to go. We are ready to create safe avenues and safe spaces to talk about Ronnie and to spread his message. And it's go time, you guys. Like I said in the last live, this case isn't moving fast enough, okay? And if we have to come together and spread awareness, that's what we're gonna have to do. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: we are not about to sit here and let her keep going on interviews, going on live, spreading lies about Ronnie's name and defaming his character. He cared about that baby so much, worked so hard to get to where he was. And yes, you guys, he was in the entertainment industry. So there's a level of exaggeration that comes with being viral and popping it, right?
Absolutely.
But his story was real. His fight was real. His heart was real, you guys.
I do want to touch on one thing you stated as we were getting in here, the records. Okay, I'm just gonna go on and squash that medical HIPAA thing down because look, we know darn well nobody in the professional world, well at least I know, look, ain't nobody did that unless they took a picture, and I don't think nobody did that. Those records came from off some paper. Okay, and I'm just, there's certain things AI can do. I'm not going to say they're 100% accurate, but what I'm going to say is the information on that paperwork is it looks 100% accurate to what we are seeing. You know what I'm saying? Especially dealing with a 2-year-old child, especially with me being a mother of 3, with my son being 6 years old, just knowing his steps and things. He was walking before 1 year old. So there's a lot of factors in this. Definitely those records, when you just listed them and you just spoke, I was looking at the same picture that you had, and I'm like, Lord, all you can do is pray. Like, maybe let that not be what he's going through, because he's in pain.
It looks like it's either it could be leak, or it looks like someone literally just did it exactly how we would think it would go. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not ever going to sit here and pretend or fake or try to do. No, I said that in the beginning of the live. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Period.
Yeah. I wanted to share it because I thought it was interesting. And just the parallels between the paternity, like I said before, these rumors of Chrisean's dad being somebody else and then Ronnie fighting for paternity. It was just important to bring up this story. Yeah. And so I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys know about Sean Malone and Lisa Malone?
Yes, I've done some research. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you want to share what you found out?
What I found out is what everybody already know, and the only information that will ever be online about a politic, unless you pay to go a little deeper. What I am gonna say is, it don't take a rocket scientist, baby. It don't take one. Just take a look. We gonna take a look at the youngest baby.
He literally
take a look at the mother.
Last name as her.
And no, we ain't even gonna touch that yet. Let's just talk about DNA factor. Yeah. Let's just talk about the brightness of the skin and how the melanin don't come on in. Let's talk about what her mama was doing back in the day while she was twerking that. You feel me? So if you on the tracks, and I'm finna run for politician up in here, and I know they gonna look down on me because I'm in Baltimore, and I know that they gonna look and say, you was messing with that over on the tracks.
I feel like that's why he will only say he's his godfather, because I feel like he feels like, Chrisean mom is like cracked out and stuff. So I feel like he doesn't want to admit that for his.
Yeah, you know about mob ties, and we gonna leave that.
Like when she was younger.
Yeah, I think it was a bit. Yeah, if I could be frank with you guys, I found out about that while working with Ronnie. It was a lot to take in. It was like a movie. You know what I mean? When he's explaining this to me. Me stuff about everyone knows that Ronnie beat a murder charge in California, right? Yes. Before Chrisean was the Blueface house. And that was a crazy situation too, right? There's so much behind that happened too. But when he was specifically telling me about this, he's like, this is a known thing. A lot of people in Baltimore know about Chrisean's mom's history and what Lisa Malone and they were doing. And there's a lot of power behind that. There's a lot of money behind that. And he was like, he's like, how do you think she keeps getting out of things?
You notice he didn't go nowhere while he was just talking about the rock, right? And the baby. You notice once he dropped them names on that highway, you feel me? And that car looking out the window to the left, right, back, forth, because he was like that. I talked to bro on different levels I cannot speak on. But yeah, he liked that. And he was like that. He's still, after death, more powerful. He got a job to do. And he talked to God about it. He was prophesizing. He said, God, help me. Help me. Just give me, please, God, just let me get a DNA, please. What man y'all know gonna beg? Come on now, I got a couple slums, you feel me? Who gonna beg
What
to get
man do
one
you know that is going to fight how
at this
hard he
time and day and age?
for child? Please. Please. It's insane. That's why people connected to him so well. His fight was unparalleled to anything we had ever seen. Being drug in the mud,
I
being
just
made
wish
fun of,
somebody
and
would have
sticking
not
up.
gave her an interview, you know? You know, people are so caught up on my age range. That's what it's coming from because I'm 39. So I look at the people that's interviewing like the knee. You feel me? Girl, you researched her before you brought her up on your platform. You wanted some of them views and the views ain't viewing because people didn't caught on, baby. Where you been?
Mm,
And I want to know if
mm.
I ain't seen Auntie Jetta up there yet. So that means she ain't checked the comments. So what are you doing, lady? You know? Come on now. Everybody knows something. She talked
Everybody
too
does.
much.
Exactly. Exactly. So I want you to talk a little bit too about how Ronnie supported you. You know what I mean? You said you had some good moments with him. You don't have to go into
Oh
detail,
yeah.
but
Let me tell you
like
this.
talk about his transparency and
I'm gonna
how
tell you
he,
transparency. So one
yeah.
day, the way we got to connecting, because he was online, and this was when he was first starting out, y'all. So I didn't know until like I said, let me go to his page and check and listen to this song that I like of his. And then I seen he had changed his number up in the box, but he was answering it online. Changed his number up in the box, but he was answering it online. Because this kind of creepy. You feel me? So something said, hit him. I text him. Boom. I call. Then he called. He answered the phone. He like, hey, stop playing on my phone. I said, Negro, answer the damn phone. So I text him like, hey, look, I know what it is, you feel me? But I had to speak in a street code to him to where he would understand me, and he called me, and that conversation was very powerful because I was going through it, you feel me, a little bit. And I'm sitting in my car. That bro told me something, just his spirit. It wasn't
Mm,
about, it started about the Chrisean. I'm like, I know what you're going through, bro. Push,
right.
push. But I just wish at that time I could have told him some resources out here in Cali. Like, come on before you keep talking. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. But it's a reason why he's gone. It's a reason. And you better believe she coming to the forefront because I'm going to tell you something. I talked to that young man about job sources, school sourcing. I'm like, have this in order, have that in order. He told me about Jessica. He like, I got a manager, you know, woo, woo, woo. I'm like, yeah, she's dope from what I know so far. That made me go research you some more. You know, I just knew of Bonnie and your
Right.
cousin type stuff. So he spoke very highly of you in that moment. But we talked more. He wanted to know of like, what should I do to prepare? He was
Yeah.
getting ready. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, if you're not working, work. She know you street pharmacist. Hey, guess what? It's okay. It's not, get your money. You got to take care of yourself and your
Mm-hmm.
family. Like, so he knew, he said, I don't want to do it, but this is what I got to do. I came home and I need to just get my foot out there. Okay. And he had stuff lined up, but what more would I'm a woman. I'm going to give it to you. Do this, bro. He wanted to go get some more job training. He wanted to take an apprenticeship program. Wow, going after his son. Wow, doing his music. Because I told him it's a strategy. You know what I'm saying? He understood. He
Mm-hmm.
was very strategic.
Very.
Okay. 1 second. My kids need me. 1 second. Come here,
No
baby.
problem. And I think that you guys, that's important to point out. And I have to say this again, you guys, we are in the entertainment industry. And if you want to be on this entertainment industry, right, and this is certain sectors, Randy understood the assignment. He understood the assignment. You get it? He understood that there's a level of entertainment to this and that you have to pop it. But you guys, if you are not on your social media platform to drive it up, to get clout, that's what we're all on here for. You're up in your career. Clout is not an embarrassing thing. So often it's thought of a bad thing, but it's like, if you ain't out here popping into your clout, what are you really doing? This is a competitive industry. So Bonnie and Ronnie had a sector that they were willing to thrive in and a niche that they knew they could pivot off of and up and change their lives possibly, right? And they had a story and they were both dealt a bad hand in this situation. And so they had every right, as anyone else did, to fight for their dreams. They had every right to tell their story. He had every right to seek paternity and do whatever he wanted to do. It's his life. So it didn't matter what he did or how he wanted to do it. It was his right to do whatever he wanted to do. It was going to be hard and it was going to be a public spectacle, but oh goodness, was he running it up. And his numbers, like I said before, his analytics, it was all proof, right? It was proof that this guy was going to be bigger than probably what we've seen in a long time. It was just amazing, right? And I'm going to read some of the chats, you guys. Thank you so much. I see you guys absolutely. Thank you so much. Justice for Ronnie. You guys are wonderful. What about the video Blueface brother put out, him having to claim Junior? That was an interesting video. I think everybody's seen that. He puts out the video and he said, you better claim that baby. They gonna hurt you if you don't claim that baby at this point, you know. So you guys, there is so many little tidbits, speculation stuff. It's deep, you guys. It's a lot.
And
Deep.
I'm so mad at myself because every time that I realize he's not coming back, it hurts me every single time. And I just wish it was so, like, as I'm sitting here listening to it, I'm like, damn, he's gone. And this is why I say I go through this every single time I go through this.
Oh, Cassandra. Man, you guys, it's so tough. It's one of the hardest things I think I've ever dealt with before. It reminds me of the Nipsey Hussle passing and how Nipsey after death was resonated with so many people, and that his spirit and his message and his meaning in this life was to unify. He was a protector of his community. He was someone that resonated with souls. He was someone that even in death, if you didn't even know him, he connected with you, and that's a strong thing. And Ronnie was similar to that. Okay, even in death, his spirit is even working stronger. People that didn't even know him resonate with him. It's insane. It's insane to think that the power that he had. And to me, to help him in October, and this is, you know, a couple months before he passed away, you guys. I think sometimes, did he know, like when he would tell me he was scared and the people were threatening him and this was going on. And when I first, you guys, and let me tell you this, I'm gonna be transparent about this. He said to me when we first started talking and I was managing him, you know, it was a lot. He was being torn this way. Bloggers would get him on their page and then, you know, cuss him out when he was on the platform and try to catch him in a lie. And they were doing the most to try to get a viral moment out of him, to try to prove that he was lying. And so, you know, he literally came to me one time and this is like kind of in the beginning, and we were inviting him out to the Black Excellence Awards, and he said, Jessica, I swear to God, like if I get hurt out there, anything happens. And this is before like we became really good friends. This is before he started telling me he was threatened. And he was just like, I'm like, why would you even say that? Like, who even says that to somebody? I'm a little old me, like what I'm gonna do to you? But he just, the way he said it to me, he was just like, I swear, like if anything happens when I come out there, like, and it just till this day I think about it. It's like, why did he say that to me? And I told him that day, I said, nigga, if I'm gonna get you, I would already got you. Like I said, if I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna really help you. You feel me? And I said, I'm not gonna waste my time. And I said, I'm not like that. I'm here on earth to be of service to people. You get it? I'm here to really help you, and I believe into you. And I said, Ronnie, I don't even have to prove it. You're just going to see my character and you'll be okay. And he did. You get it?
Yeah,
but I understood it. I understood where he was coming from, and I understood the fight, and I understood what he knew he was up against, but didn't at the same time, because I got the surface explanations. I got some stuff that I think he was still protecting me. When I think back in conversations, I'm like, I think he was protecting us.
Because you have to understand one thing, and before I even touch that with you, gorgeous, Cassandra, I'ma pray for you, baby. I'ma pray for you like I never prayed before, because I'ma say this. There are so many people online. People get on social media for different reasons. I'm not saying this is your story, but people battle from sensitivity. Some people battle from depression. Some people battle from mental illnesses, that you can hear something or get attached to somebody that's solid and somebody that you just connect with. You know, this is real. I look at you all like my peoples. Like, I'm like, hey, my sis finna go live at 7. I gotta get on. You know what I'm saying? So
it's bothered me so much. I'm not even the same. I don't have any motivation anymore, and I just cry. I cry every day. And I remember overdosing last month, and I just said, I'm ready to go.
But check me out though. Let me tell you something. Just hear me out.
Yeah, Cassandra, you let her cook.
Listen, Cassandra, I need you to hear me. I'm watching you on Instagram. I'm tapping into you while I'm posting content. I see you, mama. You gotta keep pushing, baby, because
You
that
got
wasn't
it.
who he was.
Yeah.
He was a light. He
Yeah.
was a prophet. He wants you to keep pushing.
Yeah.
You have to push yourself. I
You
don't know
got
what you
to.
believe in, but you
You
better
got it.
believe in the higher power because he gonna
Yeah.
come through every time. Every
Yeah.
time, baby. I'm 39 and I know you we all get tempted sometimes. We all fall short somewhere, baby. But we got your back. You feel me? Rather it's a direct. You can hit me anytime. You don't feel good. You ain't feeling it today. My inbox stay jumping, and I'm gonna jump with you. You feel me? I'm gonna
I
prioritize
know
your
I'm
name
gonna
over a
fight
lot of
for him. It
people.
just hurts me because it's just so hard. It's one of those things where I wish it was fake. I really do, but
It's not. This is real life. You feel me? But you
Yeah.
have to understand that we are only here for a matter of time. You
yeah.
understand? So it was his time, and in the sense of it was his time. Okay,
Yeah.
that he was robbed of it. Because no man, it ain't up to man or woman to take nobody's life. You understand? Because
Exactly.
vengeance is not ours; it's the Lord's. So we have to
Exactly.
understand that, and once you understand that concept, you gotta pray, baby. It ain't gonna just come to you. You gotta go in your closet sometime. Not with your friend, not with us. You gotta pray. Because this is your battle. This is
Yeah.
you having a spiritual battle. And it's more people. You don't see that girl that got the baby that he was fighting for. You don't see that girl breaking down in front of everybody. Do
Yeah.
you not see that? She breaking down, baby. I said, Lord, have your way. I pray for her. I pray for her. Girl, you
Mm.
better get ready.
I
You
mean,
understand?
the other day I had to put myself on the ground because I just broke down. I've been throwing up. I haven't wanted to eat. Um and I know I'm so much stronger than this, but it's just the urge of like God help him, God help his family, God help his mom. And all I can just
Yeah.
think of is they took her only son. I always hear that in my head. And there's
Yeah.
days where I'm not gonna lie to you, I want to go on a rampage. I want to hurt the girl, I do.
Girl, nah, you
Yeah.
gotta
I
go to
got
that
to pay.
boxing
I
gym,
gotta
girl.
pay.
You
I
gotta
gotta
Yeah,
go and
right.
pay.
You
do
got
the
to go to
Yeah.
that
stop.
boxing gym.
You
But
gotta throw them
Cassandra, that was
bones.
so important what she said. You have a
Yeah.
community. We love you. You are an empath and
Yeah.
you take on for a lot of people, girlfriend. And I always tell you, you got to self care first, honey. You cannot give
I
to all these
know.
people and you're not even taking care of yourself.
Yes.
That has to be the number one priority. And we need you here, sis. So you got
Need
to
you,
really
baby.
step out of that
Yeah.
You
and you got to
pushing
really be
CANNLAW, baby.
strong.
You
Yeah.
can. You can. Say I can.
I
You
Okay?
feel me?
swear.
Yes, this Ronnie live is a I can live, okay, and
Yeah, we
will
can do
and
what we
do
do.
Yeah.
and we do, okay.
We got
I
this,
think
you hear
anything.
me?
I mean, we learned from him that life is short and it's not guaranteed, and you fight for everything you want, but you're also so blessed to be here. And as long as you have a breath in your body, you have
Yeah.
a moment in time to change anything. As long as you are
Yes.
breathing, you have an
Yes.
opportunity to
You know,
change
I'm
and
going to law
elevate and to
school
do
next
anything.
year, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing my MSW next year at the same time. So
Pop
Mm-hmm.
it.
graduation, I'm gonna have Ronnie on my cap, and it's gonna say Karan Makai Can will live forever. So I'm definitely gonna push for this. You know, I'm
Girl, I
definitely.
Yeah,
wish
and
he
we
was
got you,
still
girl. We
here.
support you. We're
Yeah.
so proud of you for that. Like I
Thank
mentioned, we have
you.
people advocating,
Yeah.
attorneys, people advocating in the back for him. We have this new CANNLAW coming out, and I'm excited about the movement in the future. And I'm just so elated and just to support you guys. We've been doing, and the people telling me like we needed this live. You girls got kudos last week. I want to tell you. I got DMs about both of your guys' messages and your transparency. I have to say again, thank you guys for
Hey, just
blessing me
tap
with your
in.
testimony and
I
being
love you,
there,
girl.
having
We
my
just
back,
proud of
supporting me
you.
and coming
Yeah.
together. And we're
Well,
all
you know, I don't
connected
play
through him.
about
We're
you
all
and Bonnie
family through
now.
this and we'll always be. You guys know
Yes,
that.
yes. Well, we supporting you outside of everything.
Yeah.
Cause look, I did my research. I'm out west. Shake it out west. Hey, we in Cali with it,
Yay!
baby. We gonna spread this all the way back. You feel me? And
Oh,
I'm
and I'll be
telling y'all,
probably in Vegas next month, so you know we got to turn up.
Don't
Baby, I
play
got
with it.
don't tempt me, cause look, I got a little stay right now, baby.
Don't play with it. Don't rush your fucking
I
Vegas.
mean, look here now. Meet me on Fremont, baby.
Okay. Yeah, and Cassandra, you know, I'm not going to say where you live, but we were out there for the Everyday Friday podcast, and I had no idea. And I wish I would have known, girl, because you know we would have been shopping and doing the most.
Okay.
You already know. So you guys listen. I
Send
have,
Jessica your
and I want to
number.
make
I mean your
something very,
address.
very, very clear. I have more stuff I'm going to be releasing. This live is not stopping, you guys, and we are going to start pushing really hard for the Maryland Police Department to take the case serious. You know,
But wait a
I know
minute.
you mentioned Chocolate when you had Prophet Don Cap and had him on the live, and you remember what he said about we're going to all have to come together.
But pause though. This is where people are getting it mixed up. We calling the wrong state. Jessica, I've been waiting on you because we have to contact Cali. You know, if CPS don't work faster in no state, it's gonna work here, especially for medical neglect.
Because Gabriel
Okay.
Hernandez, you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to put my friend's name out here. I'm not, but just she's out here in Cali in a location where she was about maybe 20 minutes with traffic out from where her last location was. Okay, and her guy friend was on the way home, but it was in a time and where it would have just hit them in traffic and it would have took too long and she would have been gone because she was live. Okay, she called the police to the location. She said, I didn't know what else to do. I just need to get the bag. I said, well, wait, everybody got to slow down because they sent them to Trav office. And don't y'all notice like today, she doesn't have him with her. She hasn't had him. Like she took a picture. We don't know when that picture really was yesterday, but guess what? She knows they're watching. Keep watching. You feel me?
Wow,
but at the end of the day, that's why he's not outside. We don't know who got him, and it doesn't matter. You feel me? They need to talk to her because once the court of law, once CPS, that's the court of law. Once they get hold of you, baby, you better bring that baby.
It's given the X people that little Chrisean Blueface. It's not working no more. It's not. We're not ill. It's just not hitting the same way that it did 3 years ago when Blueface was fine and you were just getting together. It's disgusting now. It's like you're a bad mom. You're a horrible mom. You killed
She's
Ronnie.
only out here to wait on him.
We're past.
She said in a live, she said, I think it was an interview. I think it was on the Twitch. She's like, I'm just going to wait. You know, he's going to come find me. That's what her dreams are for her, to stay in Cali with Sky until he get out so he can find her. You feel me? Like, he going to step up out of there with his little chunky stuff. He going to step up out of there like, girl, gone. His mother.
And you know, you guys, Blueface is such a marketing genius. I have to always give him his kudos because he is. Him and his team are very, 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 they get it. How I told you guys last live that some of us know how to utilize the media for marketing. They get it. And like I said, Blueface realized fast that Chrisean was a cash cow and that he can make money off of her. Now, whether Blueface will continue to support her to make money, claim the child, all that, I mean, we don't know. We want to think he'd get out and do the honorable thing, but I think with his $14 million Vegas debt from that shooting, I think all the bills, trying to keep everything afloat, I don't know. I would hope.
When he get a hold to what she stated on live just from leaving his house, when he get a hold to, I know he done got it, but he ain't seen it with his eyes because he's very strategic and smart as well.
Yes.
Ronnie wasn't beefing with him, you know, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, just give me my way. You understand? Like, stay over there and you do whatever you gonna do, but let me fight over here because Ronnie knew what he was doing too. So, like Jessica said, if he was still with us, he was gonna surpass a lot of things and a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say Blueface's mother, because this has been coming up a lot. I've been seeing her name, and I went to one of her lives. She's not what people are thinking. We have to understand that a lot of people are more at risk than any of us will ever be. You understand? Like, I don't want to say too much, but I'm gonna tell you some things after live, and maybe we can discuss that. You can see if it's worth bringing up on the live next time.
Right. See if
But
we can work it in. Yeah, definitely.
she a
Okay.
powerhouse, though. Know that she one of us. Truthfully, now what I can say from what I visualize, I don't know what everybody else saying, but DJ Scott tired of it for real. I'm gonna be
Oh no, you
honest. She
guys!
tired.
When I told you guys the story last week about Blueface telling us in the hotel room that's not my R word baby and I'm not
Yeah,
messing with it. I have a phone call. Bonnie has it on her page. Well, it's not on her page anymore. We've cleaned our page up since we kind
that's
of
right.
pivoted from the circus. But there's a whole live of Bodine talking to Bonnie. Bonnie's calling Bodine. She goes, "What's up with Chrisean and Blueface?" And Bodine, clear as day on this live, goes, "Oh, you know he don't fuck with that girl. You know we just making everything up." We put
Yep,
that up. It was his whole conversation, and he didn't know we were recording. And
that's
it's a
right.
whole confession. They're only
Yep,
working for the network. They're only working for this. So
it's
people
a
really do their
contract.
homework. It's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they signed off on seasons 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? Them was contracts in advance. Money don't just come out the sky like that. You gotta
Yeah.
produce before you
But
straight start getting paid. Understand that
I
much. And
told Carlissa, she unfollowed me maybe a month ago. She got upset because I told her I don't think that's Blue's kid. She
but you don't want to keep.
unfollowed me after that.
You need to stay out them comments. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You got a
Yes.
different. You powerful, baby. You don't even know when you get that law passed. It's up and stuck. You're gonna have a lot of attention coming towards you. You good and bad, but guess what? You pushing for the right thing. So stay out.
Yeah.
You stop. Don't in your condition right now, sweetheart. That
Yeah.
ain't the live you need to be on. We
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
other stuff to
Carlissa
do.
is definitely interested and I get you, Chocolate Bear. I know what you're talking about when you say that, definitely. So we will have a conversation, to further
Yeah,
elaborate
for
on that,
sure.
you guys. But I want to start breaking down like the timeline of kind of like what happened the next live. I'll have some more stuff for us to talk about. Like I said, you guys, I am revealing step by step kind of the truth about what's going on. I want to get the attorney and the special guest on the live coming up in the next, maybe not the next live, but I know his schedule is going to clear up the one after that. So I can announce next week who that'll be. And I see people in the chat saying right now, are they even? This girl said, are they even looking into Ronnie's murder? From what we know, they are. You guys, we've had inklings that they've interviewed some people. We know they are. Again, I don't feel like it's moving fast enough. That's my personal opinion, but we don't know what they're really working on. We don't know if they're keeping it close to their chest, but I'm going to encourage anyone that knows anything, to reach out to the proper people if you need to. Because like I said, this is really, 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 really like the family needs justice and we all are just waiting for it. Right. And I've always said from the beginning, I want justice for Ronnie no matter what the outcome is. I'm not going to pretend to know all be all, right? I have a strong sense of what happened. I was in the middle of it and got messages and had to fly him out to where I was for his safety. So I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what happened, right?
That's right. It's a conspiracy at this point. We got it.
Yeah.
Right. But for any reason, my heart doesn't change. However deep the rabbit hole goes, may you all burn, right? That's however it goes. I don't care if you facilitated a text. I don't care if you were the one that did this. However you were involved in this, you gotta go.
Gotta go, baby. To the
You
right
gotta
place.
go.
We ain't even canceling
So
what y'all did
listen,
to
you guys,
him.
I want you guys to sum up final words really quickly. We're going to go ahead and get off this live. You guys, like I said, I had a crazy day. God is so good. I'm so glad he was able to bring it because I almost think I didn't make it, you guys. I was like, they really trying to take me out. They're really trying to take me out for my boy Ronnie. And it's justice for Ronnie all day. Don't play with it, right? So I'm just so happy that I had you girls on here and that you guys supported me and we made it happen again. And we're going to keep going next Wednesday, 7 p.m. And we're going to have more breaking news.
All right, get you some rest. Everybody on the live, y'all know what to do. Follow my girl. Follow me in boxing. Send her some good words, y'all, all the time. And until then, all love to you all.
Yeah, and I just want to say we love you, Ronnie, and we're fighting for you. And everybody in this live, everyone's spirit is a little bit more better. But every day we're going to get one step closer to justice, and we can and CANNLAW. And Karan Makai Can will live forever, and we love you, Ronnie.
Period.
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys so much, you guys. And really quickly, before we go, let me try to invite a couple people in here. Let me see. Or let me see really quickly. Did anyone? How do you guys? I don't even know how to work this. Where does it say you request that?
Look down at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
It should be lit up. It should have numbers, maybe in red. Click the guest box. I'm gonna have to set
Got
up your
it.
settings later, but I'm gonna drop down so you can get more up. I
Okay.
don't think you
Oh,
can
no, no,
go
no,
up.
no, no, you guys, we're good. Okay, no, because I got to get off the lights. I
Okay.
didn't even check the time. It's 8:09. Okay,
Yeah, we'll
but
tap in with
again,
y'all for
next
sure.
Wednesday, 7 p.m., we're going to do it on here. You guys, we might be adding more platforms, but I will keep you guys updated. Just keep following Jessica Westside Stories on Instagram. Keep following Chocolate Berry. Keep following The Real Boxing Whisper Cassandra. You guys, we love you so much. Rest in heaven, Karan. Rest in heaven,
Yes,
Ronny Doe. We love you
yes.
so much. And until next time, you guys, thank you so much for the support and joining my
Bye,
live. And love
y'all.
you guys so much.
Bye, beautifuls.
Have a good night, girls. Thank you, guys.